மருத்துவக் கல்லூரியும் ஆயுர்வேத கல்லூரியும் பிசியோதெரப்பி போன்ற கல்லூரிகளையும் மிக விரைவில் காண இருக்கிறது இவரது தலைமையின் கீழ். அவரை தலைமை உரை ஆற்ற அன்புடன் அழைக்கின்றோம். திரு ராமநாதன் வைரவன் அவர்களை தலைமை உரை ஆற்ற அன்புடன் அழைக்கின்றோம்.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, alumni, distinguished guests. Dr. Nilavalagan, thank you for your introductory remarks. Dr. Subbaya, our guest of honor, Dr. Periswamy, my mother, Mrs. Umayal Ramanathan, Dr. Tandapani, Dr. Ramakrishnan, ladies and gentlemen. Today, there is a confluence of minds today to talk about the legend of Karikudi, Dr. Alagappa Chettiar. So when I look a couple of years ago when I wrote the book, A Beautiful Mind, that was when I began to realize what he had accomplished during his lifetime. It was a late awakening. I wish I could have done this 30 years ago, but it was a late awakening. I am an Alagappa alumni. I studied at AC Tech in Chennai. And one of my professors was Professor V.S. Jayaraman. And he was a professor of mechanical engineering he was actually in chemical engineering, but he was doing thermodynamics, and he was teaching us at AC Tech. And he used to come to me and he says, I want you to come and talk to me, because I was very close to your grandfather. So he said, whatever, and that time I wasn't able to appreciate what my grandfather did because I was just another student. But then when I'm now recalling all those moments, so he said, your grandfather was a perfectionist. Anything he did, he had to do it in the most grandiose manner, in a manner that it was perfected, in a manner that everybody will remember that it ever happened. So he said, he came, of course, when the Annie Besant's celebrations were taking place in Adayar. Lakshmani Samudaliyar was there, and he said, we want industrialists to come forward to educate India. And at that time, he was a 32-year-old young man, and he pledged 5 lakhs. And they started AC Tech with chemical engineering, leather technology, textile engineering. Then 3 months later, it was at Annamalai University, where the Rajendra Prasad, the president, was there. He gave another 5 lakhs. And what had happened was, when he came back to ask them, what did you do with my money? He was so angry that when he found that there was a brick said donation by Alagappa Chettiar. And that is what changed the landscape of Karikudi today, because he, with a vengeance, with a fury, he came to Karikudi and he says, I will tell you what I can do. And he bought this 1,000 acres of land and he started building. So back to V.S. Jayaraman. So he said, your grandfather did everything to a perfection. So he went to Lakshmani Samudaliyar and said, I'm going to start an engineering college. Please give me your best professor. So Lakshmani Samudaliyar said, V.S. Jayaraman is the perfect candidate. So he called V.S. Jayaraman to his house and he said, I want you to plan the best engineering college there could be. So V.S. Jayaraman, being a professor, he said, okay, I will plan the college. So he planned a college, and then he looked at it, and of course my grandfather wasn't an engineer. He looked at it and he says, there's something missing here. It can be better. So he said, so what do you want me to do? I've just about planned the whole campus. But he said, I want you to do something better. So he went back and he did something else, and he came back to him and he said, He said, "Is this your best effort?" So he scratched his head and he went back and he says, "I'll do one more thing." And he came back and he said, "Is this your best effort?" And he said, "Yes, sir, this is my best effort." He said, "Okay, now let's talk." He said, "I want the best equipment." So he said, when you say best equipment for mechanical engineering, for civil engineering, I think then you have to get it from UK, United Kingdom. So he said, "Go get it." So when they built the engineering college, apart from stone buildings and all this, he got equipment, turbines and all these equipment arrived from the UK in crates. He was no engineer, but he wanted the best. And that's what he did. And I still recall Jayaraman talking about a person who has no idea, wanting to do the best, and then eventually when the college started, they were not charging tuition fees, nothing. That was selflessness, something that he wanted to do for the community, and he gave opportunities. So when you look around, there are thousands. In fact, there are now 30 lakh alumni of Alagappa educational institutions around the world. So this meeting is just a start. Whether there are 100 alumni or whether there are 10 alumni, I am confident that we will get thousands more to come back with a fury and passion to do what he tried to do to the community, for you to come together and inspire a new generation of students to do better in life and prosper. And that's what we want to do. This effort is not to collect money from anybody. But when I look around, the IIT group, they traveled around the world 2 years ago, and they collected $100 million just from IIT alumni. And last year, the IIT Madras collected 65 crores just from their alumni. Now, we are not looking for money. We are looking for ideas. We are looking for how you can help. There are so many institutions. There's the university, there's the engineering college, there's the arts and science, there's physical education, there are schools, Montessori to high school, there's a women's college. You can, as an alumni, help in any way. Whether you want to give an internship to a student in one of your companies, if you want to help them, if you want to come to any of these institutions and be a guest lecturer, you want to donate books to the, it can be in kind. But unfortunately, what had transpired, when my grandfather passed away in 1957, he was a visionary and nobody could fit into his shoes. And my mother was a housewife. Even though he had her go give presentations on his behalf in front of various dignitaries, he used to write the speeches and give it to her. He couldn't travel because he was on a wheelchair or he was just suffering from cancer. He couldn't travel, but he used her as a mouthpiece. And when he did all this, unfortunately, what had happened was he was not able to really accomplish everything that he had set out to do. So at this stage, what I want to do is, as I was telling you, it was a late awakening for me. My goal is, what can I do? And I had already announced what I want to do is I want to bring a medical college here. I wanted to bring a physiotherapy. I want to bring Ayurvedic medicine. I want to bring nursing. All associated healthcare is not necessarily healthcare. Law college is also part of the thing. That is to fill up the gaps so that citizens of this community can go out and just about cover all disciplines and be in a position where they can be lead a life of prosperity. That was what he was looking for. So my goal is, this is the start, And I'm so happy Dr. Perisami, being an alumni, a person who has been very successful in life, is here as a role model to just say that this education at the Alagappa institution, he was here only for a year, but it had an impact on him. When I was speaking with him with a passion, he talked about it. It was wonderful. It was music to my ears. I've spoken to a lot of people in the US, people in the UK, Singapore, Malaysia, all over. People are passionate. What happens is they come back 5 years later, the faculty are not there. The dean of the school or the principal is not there because everybody has a term and they are gone. They come, nobody knows who they are. They come and go. They said, yeah, this is the college I used to study. So our effort in the alumni is to say, we are family. The Alagappa group of educational institutions. When you come here, we will connect you with all the dots. You want to go to the engineering college, like he wanted to, Dr. Perisami wanted to go see the VA hostel where he stayed. This was arranged for. And it brings up memories. And there are so many people who tell me in the US, so we went to the US, we had our 50th anniversary, but no faculty members we were able to meet. And that happens. But we do not want to lose this tie. Like, unfortunately, as the institutions after my grandfathers passed away, nobody was able to fit into his shoes. And so my mother at that time handed it over to the state, the engineering college, and then years later, the arts college and physical education, and that formed the university. All these institutions started, in parallel, and they were functioning in parallel. So the benefit of getting the power of the alumni all together, we missed out. And I want to use this opportunity to get the alumni to come back. And I'm so very confident that in this day of social networking, we will be able to connect the dots. And the next time we have a meeting, we're going to have thousands present. And the thing is, how can you come back and contribute? How can you bring your children back and contribute? And that is the type of thing that we want to do. We are already proud that the Alagappa University has now got that A+ grading, and the Vice Chancellor has done a wonderful job in doing that. So now we are on the map. Now we need to realize the dream of the founder when he built when he bought a 1,000-acre parcel of land. He didn't want to build an engineering college that's not in the ranking. He wanted then, in 1952, had we gone, for some reason, I am an engineer, but had I been older or wasn't able to get into, couldn't have fit into his shoes, but had I taken the lead, could have gone to higher ranks. And we've got to be the best. That was his goal, to be a perfectionist, to excel in everything that you do, and that's what we want to do. I want to thank you all for coming to this launch of this Alumni Global, Alagappa Global Alumni Association. I think there's a lot for all the institutions to benefit, and we certainly are going to have a lot more functions and already we are in the process of creating a brand identity, Alagappa, that is going to start reverberating all over, and we will all succeed. And we need your support. Thank you very much.